Stop. What's going on? It's
VI.
And this is Factorz TV. We back at it with episode 25.
25, I think. Yeah,
quarter century, man. Shout out my dude Sal, man, and chill A-Rap around here. And we got boy Shay in the building with the we got the camera again, man. We going crazy,
Shay
man.
P.
Shay the P?
Yeah.
Shay Long. He was born in France, you guys didn't know. He's a black Frenchman. Nah, we back at it for another good episode, man. A good week, man. Thankful to be here. Appreciate all the support. Converge is, recently a Governor's Board Emmy Award-winning company, man. Black media does matter. If you didn't know, now you do.
Boys.
I'm gonna say it every time because a lot of people don't know, and people that do know, you're gonna have to really just get used to us expressing ourselves. Because for years to come, man, we're gonna be here. We'll continue to bring this stuff, man, and hopefully the town continues to support. Vi, what's going on with you, man? How you feeling?
I'm still enjoying my Emmy success and my new portfolio, my new headlines and my bios. Nah, man, just been chilling, man. Enjoying the on and off weather we're having. That's what I'm doing because I hate hot weather. So when it got cooler, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, nah, the sun literally said, you guys are complaining too much. I'm going to go take a break. So it's been probably about a week. They say it's going to be 75.
My type of weather.
Partly cloudy. And I mean, I like hot weather. I like the sun shining, man. I'm a tropical Negro, okay? Tropical Negro, all right? So, man, the weather's been iffy and everything else. But other than that, though, everything's been good.
Yeah, man. Weather made me think, man, I'm a descendant of a slave from somewhere because I hate the heat. Not even funny. I hate the heat. I hate jobs too. I'm definitely a descendant of a slave. Like, I'm tired of this shit. Not doing this shit no more.
Oh my God.
It's in my blood, man. They got the labor out of my people.
It's in his heritage, man. It's ancestral.
For real.
You know what I'm saying?
What's going on with you though?
Nothing much, man. Just moving and grooving, man. Rocking with life, man. Writing my manifest book 369. If you don't, you should. I've just been working on healing and working on growth. So still in school, man, handling my business, man, knocking these grades out. Summer semester is killing me. This quarter is kicking my ass, but I think we're going to be good. We're going to be ready when it comes for fall. I should have a couple classes left. Then I'm fly to Ohio where my school is and get my walk on. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope as fuck, man, for real. Like, I told you. Going back to school because I can't do it, so maybe I will, but you're doing it, so I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Not this Negro, not right now.
I appreciate that, man. It's some dudes that just came out of town that ain't got to worry about school, man. They ain't got to worry about nothing.
Talking about the NBA draft, you know,
man, the Seattle draft. You know what I'm saying?
Seattle draft.
You know, the
Metro
NBA
League
draft happened this past weekend, and everybody was worried about 1, 2, and 3, which was Shaq Holmgren, Jabari, what's his name?
Smith or Parker or something.
Jamari Parker. I can't remember his last name. And Paulo Banchero, who was from here. And honestly, Paulo in Seattle stole the show because I think it's the first time we had 3 in the top 24, top 25. We had Paulo Banchero, Tari Eason, his name.
So, yep.
And then we had Marjan
Beauchamp. Yeah.
And all Washington natives, man, all kids from the Puget Sound, man. How you feel about that?
Oh, man, it's real big because I always talk about the Metro League, let alone the Seattle and Washington State pipeline. And it just goes to show you, like, we're that deep in the draft. Like, there's, and I'm sure there's other places where people spread about, but as far as the connection that Seattle has with basketball, Rotary, high school, Metro League, for 3 people to be there representing, in their own ways. They all went their own routes, A lot of people are mad because none of them, went through UW route. But, we know Paulo went to Duke, Tari went to LSU, and Marjan, he went through JUCOs, and he was
G League,
the G League with the Ignite. So it was just dope to see the Seattle Connections take their own route because, Marjan's respectively from Yakima, but he came through Seattle, to ball out. He got connections there. His dad got connections there. But it's just good to see it just tie in, and everybody, has at some point they met. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just how small Seattle is, but we're doing big things, especially in the basketball field.
Killing it. It's been a season of winning. I'm going to shout out my guy, Mike Dugar. He works for Seattle Seahawks. He's a reporter. He just won Young Reporter of the Year. They just had a conference down in Oregon, I believe. A lot of different reporters there from ESPN. I'm talking about it was big. He got some pictures with some great people. So, Mike, Doug, I want to shout you out and show you love. Just real quick, not to get off subject, but Seattle's just winning. That's why I thought about it.
Seattle's
winning right now, and he's a young reporter that's doing this thing. But, yeah, as far as the NBA draft goes, man, like, we've always been pro-Seattle. If you know the Twins, you know we're pro-Seattle. So we've always highlighted people who come from here and who go to the professional league. And I can say honestly, for the past maybe almost 20 years, Seattle has put people into the league consistently. It's not been more than 2 years went by with someone going to the league. You know,
actively right now, UW has 10 people in actively.
UW alone has 10 people in, and that's as far as being homegrown talent. We have tons of people from here, people you didn't even know of or came and think of, that's from this area, from Washington State, if not Seattle. So it was just amazing because this is the time where it's like highlighted. They had to look at Washington like, these 3 kids who went in the top are from, yeah, they are. We've been doing this. And they look at the resume, they look at the history, and they're like, Jason Terry, Nate Robb, Brandon Roy, Tony Roden, Aaron Brooks, a lot of, you know, they're starting. Doug Christie, you know what I'm saying? Adam Morrison. I'm talking about we got history of great players coming from here. Earl Knight, Doug Wren. I mean, we could do this all day if you want to. Seattle's a pipeline, and it's a mecca now. And they have to respect it. They have to. Jamal Crawford, man, like one of the dopest basketball players that come from here with the lengthiest careers, other than Jason Terry, you know, winning at every level, high school, college, and professional. We just got greats from here, you know, who are leaving marks in the game that will never be forgotten. In Seattle, if we understand how great we are, like these basketball players do, then we're unstoppable. You know, it took people creating programs, creating camps. Now you see the kids that was at these camps 20 years ago, that was at these camps 15 years ago, they're going to college into the league now. So you got to think about what you're doing in your community and how it's helping people in the future, because basketball's been being heavy here so long that everybody from back in the day was doing the camps, doing the giveaways, you know, doing the training camps and all the skills. And look what's happening now. Man, we're producing heat for real.
Yeah, no, we are. Like, it definitely was a system that was built, and I'm proud of that system by, you know, everybody who participated in it, because we're really putting on. Like everybody's winning in their own ways, so I'm proud for everybody, man. Speaking of winning, the BET Awards just passed by. Did you take a look at it?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched like a little bit of it.
I didn't watch any.
No. I got to see the highlights of it. I definitely got to watch the Lifetime Achievement with Puff Daddy. And that was cool to see because he's matured a lot. He's grown a lot. Like, he's openly like apologizing to people, and while he's getting his flowers, giving people their flowers. The highlight of the night to me, from what I seen, was Shine performing with.
I heard about that.
Man, he came out, man, and the energy went crazy. You could tell people weren't.
Oh yeah, I gotta watch that.
Weren't expecting that, and Shine's still cold as ice, man. But he's really on a different level now. He didn't cuss. He changed the words around. It still flew. Like, he still can rap.
He's the president, vice president,
the president, or Belize.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I really heard about. You know, all the women were in line talking about how Diddy gave Cassie a shout out, you know, and Carisha's right there holding the sign. I'm like, no, it's a career, it's a lifetime achievement award. Like, no, it's not about the girl he met last year. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna shout out somebody who's there in a dark time, you know, in his lifetime, you know. So, and
he had a video montage for Kim that passed away, right? The twins' mom, and young Little Sean's mom. They did a video montage, and it was beautiful, man. You could tell he was really emotional. And just like you said, it was lifetime achievement. So he gave the people that was important to him during a certain time love. And Cassie for sure was in his life a long time through different changes, you know, the new millennium and then music
holding
changing.
Her hostage.
Oh my God. He was holding her hostage?
Oh yeah, he was holding the she was his concubine. There's no way. I mean, same thing he's gonna do with Carisha too. He's an old Negro who don't be tied down.
Man, they say he giving her $250,000 a month.
I'll be a side piece too.
I'm so glad you don't got a poon, man. You don't need one.
For real, I would. $250,000 a month.
But yeah, I'm gonna check out the awards. If anybody got to see him, hit us up. Let us know what you thought, because I didn't get the chance to watch the full thing. I watched different
and
highlights.
I'm not going to, so give me highlights.
And I got to pick through what I wanted to see. And honestly, the Puffy tribute for his Lifetime Achievement Award was dope. So I'm gonna catch a little bit more of it later. Other than that, man, what's going on?
Side note, Puffy, when he did that I'll Be Missing You song, he didn't go through The artist, what's his name?
Sting.
Yeah, he didn't go through Sting. Got his ass stunned.
Oh,
in
yes,
court.
yes.
So he gets zero proceeds. I just thought about that. Sorry.
Yeah, nah. Sting was like, nah, man, you ain't gonna just sample this and make it hit, and then pay me my
he got
baby.
his money. But I was gonna say, we're talking about celebrations. Seattle Pride was this weekend.
Okay, that's what's up.
Well, I think they've been partying all week. I got some people who
Man, they've been partying all month.
came in town. Yeah, month.
they
Yeah,
don't give a
really
damn.
don't know. No, like they really have been partying all month. But what do you think the significance is of Seattle Pride?
To be honest with you, I think as far as pride goes, and you know what I'm saying, that community, they're more, I would say, out loud supported now. But I think they've always had a place in the space in Seattle. It might have just been more underground, but we've been here our whole lives, and we know that they always had certain places or certain things. Seattle, like, embraces all, loves all. And it's kind of, you know, it could be passive aggressive with certain groups of people, but I think when you're a minority, which makes you the majority, you continue to flourish and grow. And like right now, Seattle's at a place where it's like embracing everyone and anyone who is of the city and who puts love into it, whether you're black, brown, yellow, or white, or whether you're gay, straight, trans, whatever it is, there's a place for you in Seattle, which is actually a good thing to be able to come here and be protected and then also grow and evolve.
No, that was my thing about it. I think it should be a big spectacle here because Seattle was like the first place to let you be you and also accept you. That's why, you know, when it's like when they passed the marijuana laws, we were like, all right, you know, been smoking here. You know, when they passed the gay laws, it's like, okay.
Yeah, been here, but you know what I'm saying,
so
thanks.
That's why I think it's so important because Seattle is always, we're behind in some things, but we're always ahead, you know, when it comes to, you know, whether it's regulations, laws, like different things happening. We've always had our foot forward in it, no matter whether we were out there in the public eye or behind the scenes. Because, like I said, when the laws passed, it was like, you know, I mean, it's changing across the globe, but here it's been accepted and fully backed and supported. And I love to see my people who feel how they feel and, you know, are who they are, enjoy themselves. You know what I'm saying?
And also, it's an inclusive thing, too, because there's a lot of people who aren't gay. You know what I'm saying? Who go and enjoy the events and all the things that's going on. I see a lot of families going, a lot of friends going. So it looks like it's really a good time. That's not just specifically about exposing, you know, the lifestyle or the life choice, I should say. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of just enjoying to see people happy naturally without having to worry about any problems, and also meet people they would never meet. Because like I said, there's a lot of people who aren't going that's gay, that's running into people and meeting, making friends, and it's just good, you know, that Seattle is protecting people and actually let them have a good time. The wildest thing was that Dub C reported, which is one of the highest, the biggest profiles on Instagram for Seattle news. They said that basically the committee for Seattle Pride was like, they don't want the police to police it. And that was like, you know, I put a comment on there that said, they're the real gangsters. You guys are the biggest gangsters. Because you're basically just letting them know, like, hey, we don't like what you guys do, what you're about, and we don't need you around to govern us. We'll be all right. And from what I heard and remember and know of, everything was all right. So that's one thing that stood out to me, is that they were like, nah, we don't need you guys. You know, and that's big. You know, that's real gangster. So.
No, yeah, that's dope. That's dope. There's been a big thing about podcasts and, you know, people doing them, everybody having one, men having a safe space to talk, men need to shut up. Like, it's been a whole bunch of things said. What do you think about the popularity that comes with podcasts now? Everybody either wanting to do one or the platforms that are created, you know, for them, you know? I mean, I know it's a business lane, but what do you think about it?
I think it's when it's someone who can talk and create conversation and dialogue and have different topics, and I think they can contribute a lot to culture and society. It's amazing, you know, but it's a lot of people, as you know, we've been doing podcasts for years now. I think that people misconstrued it with just talking.
Everybody think they got something to say.
Just, you know, we sit around like we do. We talk to either Sal or Shay, you know what I'm saying? You know, and we just having these conversations, and people think that is really all it takes. And no, you really have to have charisma. You have to have, you know, vocabulary. You have to have some type of personality.
Yeah, people who want to hear what you want to say.
Exactly, and have substance. So everybody just wants to be in front of a camera or on a mic, because every time we do something, you know, it's always someone that can do it too, you know, and if you could do it too, you would have did it 1,000 times over. It really takes a lot of work, but I'm glad that it's a lane that's more popular now, because when I was in high school and after high school, podcasts were kind of like, what? You gonna sit and listen to a lecture? You gonna sit and listen to
times have changed.
We're not about to, what, man? I need a video. Give me a visual. So I'm happy that's as big as it is, but I need people to realize it's not as easy as they think it is. And you really got to work hard to stay consistent, because, like I said, we've been doing this probably 5-6 years. I haven't, well, yeah. It's like 7 years off and on, and then consistently for a while. So you got to just be prepared to really go hard at it. I know you've always been good with speaking and stuff. How do you feel about how big it is now and the impact it has on the industry?
Like I said, I mean, it's dope for people to have a space to speak, because we all have different outlooks and insight, but it's the difference between having something to say and just wanting to be an air, and a lot of people just want to be an air, they want to hear themselves talk. Like, a lot of people just want to hear themselves talk. Like they want to come on, you ask them what they're going to talk about, they don't got no subject matter, no business. They just want to come on, and that's not how it works. But seriously, I love, we have platforms for people to express themselves, but you have to have something to express, whether it's insight for somebody else, knowledge about a system, a product. Like, you have to have something to offer. People just want to be what.
And you got to want to naturally, I mean, cut you off, but you got to naturally want to do it. You got to really want to do it. Cause just like with us doing it, like, nobody was trying to do podcasts here. Like, even O was like, man, from the beginning, you know what I'm saying? He knew we was already doing one, come over here and do it. There's not one person that was asking O to do this stuff, and now O's like, man, keep people away from me. Because now the Emmys here, it's like, man, everybody wants to be.
And that's why I said when I did one of my Emmy posts, basically was that we had, we started out with modeling, you know what I'm saying, TV shows, like so many. We did Caught in the Middle. We did so many things, like in front of the camera. This isn't just, this isn't our beginning. Like, we've been extras in movies and stuff, like just different things where this is our first run in media, but now you're seeing, the years, like this is years and years of being in front of camera, you know what I'm saying? Documented. Like, we have VHS tapes, you know what I'm saying? Of seriously, so
telling our age, man.
So I think it's dope because it does help you pick up your timeline. And like, music and media is forever, and that's why I appreciate it. Unless somebody, destroys all data, but it's forever. Music is timeless, you know what I'm saying? Videos are timeless. Vlogs, podcasts are timeless, because you can go back, you can listen to them, you know what I'm saying? You go back, you can watch it. There's people here who are recorded, who aren't here who are recorded, who you can go back and see if you want to. So I think it's dope how it's blowing up. I think it needs true passion, you know what I'm saying, to really want to do it. Other than that, you're just going to be recording just to say you're doing it, you know what I'm saying?
And sponsorships. That sponsorships help a lot. Doing business with podcasts, you didn't realize until the pandemic happened how many people listen to stuff. So, like, I believe that, you know what I'm saying, helping, not just speaking for me and bro, anyone who is having substance, having motion, having a following, get behind them and, promote whatever it is that you want to, or the ideas or lifestyles that they're promoting, the culture they're pushing, because podcasts mean a lot. And in the pandemic, it showed us that people sitting at work, at home, wherever they listen to it, they drive it and listen to it. That's really when the numbers spiked on the podcast me and Reese was doing. Like, it went from 600-700 plays a week to like 5,000-6,000 during the pandemic. It was crazy. So it just showed that people need to keep going, and more people are luring to listening to podcasts rather than just watching it, visually, or listening to music or something like radio station. But I definitely love it, man. I'm glad that it's going. I'm glad we're a part of it, especially being in Seattle. So we should definitely be a part of that movement and explosion when it does.
Somebody gave us a shout out, said they checked it out and heard some stuff that they didn't know and got to learn some facts. They gave a shout out. So
my girl Tamika, she said
so that
thanks.
was dope, to know people listen to it, but for to put it out there, it's like, okay, somebody's listening.
Man, shout out to Tamika, for real. You support us.
Tamika
Appreciate
and all the listeners and supporters and people who shared and who celebrate with us through this Emmy. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and finish talking about some deep discussions. I think they're going to be deep. I'm trying not to be too goofy, but
they're going to get deep.
I did it for the city. I did it for the love. I did it for the people. I did it for us.
Back on this rap ish. I ain't even broke a sweat, homie. This practice. Pondering my next move. Staring at my track list. Hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.
Welcome back. We're back with more discussions, more topics. I've seen this panel on multiple spiritualhealing.net, the Shade Room, of course, different websites and Instagrams, and they had a panel, and it was talking about parenting, especially in the Black community, and the kids was on there, and they were saying some things, and the adults had some pushbacks, but they also got to see how the kids feel. Where do you feel like we're at as far as parenting goes in the Black community, and where it needs to go, or does it need to go backwards, or what, like what do you think about the parenting in the Black community?
I think honestly it's been a great place, especially in our generation and generations after. I think the kids have a lot more freedom, a lot more support than we did, but I think we enable them to be themselves. Because I know in our generation, in my age, a lot of parents were more strict and more trying to form you to be somebody and be this certain thing and walk this lane. When in recent years and some years back, kids have been they've been able to be themselves, and find who they are and grow through life and not have to worry about confirming who their parents or grandparents want them to be. So I honestly think that it's in a good space right now in the Black community and parenting and stuff. It's just, I think as many of us it is here, we're not close-knit like it used to be. Because being in Seattle, I mean, to be Black in this neighborhood, everybody was your uncle, auntie, mom, or dad. You get your butt whooped wherever you was, or it's just was really tight
Twice
like
in
that.
one day.
Yeah, so I think as far as raising our kids, I think we're doing great in the Black community, but as far as being close-knit and together, I think it's just been a little more dissected. You know what I'm saying?
No, I was watching it, and the kids was like, they were saying some things their parents really didn't agree with, but they had to hear them out. And I think that's what's changed since back then. Because, first of all, us growing up, you didn't have a voice. It was like, I said what I said, shut up, so right there, it shut down. That's why either you were outspoken or you weren't, And then I feel like, things change with generations. Like my grandma's generation, they just wanted you to join the service. Like if you enjoyed the service, you weren't doing nothing. Then my mom's generation was like, if you ain't going to school, you ain't doing nothing. And now the kids, if you ain't
doing whatever you want to do,
sports, or TikTok or whatever, you ain't doing nothing. So I think it's changed throughout the years, where like I said, I was like, we gonna join the Navy? Like, join the Navy? This ain't 95, fam. I'm trying to entertain.
So I want to be an entertainer. What about that, Grandma? Everybody laughs at it. Everybody laughs at it, didn't support it. So I just think that it's at a time now where we are allowing kids to be themselves and find who they are and grow to be outstanding people. Even our generation we have, but we had a little more direction as far as, hey, you're gonna walk the path of being a lawyer, but you might fall on being this, but you're gonna walk the path of being a doctor. We had to walk in line with something, and me and Ronell was the ones that said, no, we want to do parties.
I wasn't joining no service for no Camaro.
Hang with.
I wasn't joining the service for no Camaro, man. Shout out to them. I got people.
Man, sign up right now, get this challenge, nigga. What you talking about?
The SXT. Nah,
GT
I got family
with a wide body kit.
I got family. I got family who served, lifetimes. I got an uncle with 2 Purple Hearts.
2 Purple Hearts.
Shout out to
for
my
real.
Uncle Al. He was a gunner and got blew up on the side of the road. Basically, lost intestines, ligaments. So I'm not knocking the service at all, but. Yeah, I was serving something else while I was serving this country.
Serve something else when we serve this country. Bet you that much.
Nah.
Holla at me. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's terrible, man. Nah, man, that's terrible. Sorry.
This country ain't served us. My brother. Think, my brother. Step outside the paradigm.
We didn't land on Planet Rock.
Plymouth Rock landed on us. Anyways, look, check this out. Speaking of parenting, there's been this video going around the internet about a man who's bringing his child lunch. Seems like okay, right? But the catch is that he has a child by a woman with 3 other children, and I believe his is either oldest or youngest, can't decipher,
His was fed.
And so there's an issue of the woman waiting for him to come one of the days that he's coming to expose him for only bringing food for one child when she has 4. It's been an uproar. It's taken a lot of people's times, a lot of people's imagination.
Facebook's in
free
shambles.
internet. If you're paying for your internet, I mean, it's taking all your data up because this has been a topic for the past day and a half. How you feel about it?
And this is my only thing between men and women with me. Men, we deal with probability. Women deal with possibility. And that's my problem with this situation, with the Russell Wilson Sierra situation, because women aren't being realistic. Like, first you want a man to do for his child, then he can't do just for his child. But everyone's not gonna be the same. And that's what I was saying with probability. You might find a man who's gonna do that, but if he doesn't, he's not obligated to. And that's my issue with it. You know, everyone's forcing him to do something that they want him to do. You know what I'm saying? But it might not just be him. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be the next guy could be like that. Like all our expectations are all made from social media, you know what I'm saying? Like social networks, you know what I'm saying? Like everyone's not gonna be the same. You might, like somebody said, do you expect Mariah Carey to buy all of the Cannon kids food? Would you pull it for the twins? Like, you know, make it make sense. Everybody's not gonna be the same, but to put this on everybody's back, like, hey, you're not a man if you don't buy it. That's not my kids.
You know, my daddy, shut up. So this is my thing. This is my take from it. Morally, it would have been nice. It would have. But the story goes, his son asked him for lunch because his mom don't feed him. That's her 4th kid. We have to be accountable as human beings at some point. If they were married before, I can see that. And also my thing is women set the standard. My great-grandmother always taught me, if you meet a woman with kids, you have to accept what's come with her. That's real. We're not gonna look past that. But at the same time, she didn't set the standard of him having to do certain things for the other kids because obviously he's not accustomed to doing it. Not even a little bit. So my take from it is that she is wrong for how she went about it. She could have easily asked or talked about how he brings other kids food. I'm bringing his kid food, not the other kids, but how she went to try to expose him. You take the food he brought, throw it down on the ground, and you're talking about he getting
mental issues.
Yeah, you're throwing the food down on the ground, destroying the food for your kid to eat. Now all of them is hungry, and you're saying that you don't get your food stamps till the 11th. But it just seems like you're not rationing out your money, your food stamps. You're not organized and structured enough to have all these kids. That's just what it sounds like. And if he is obligated to bring other kids food, then you got to split that bill with him because it's a bill you guys both have.
Coochie control. Yeah. Coochie control.
And man, I'm telling you, like, he's pulling up every day. Everybody's just McDonald's. Yeah, but think about bringing your kid lunch every day.
What if he ain't got the money? Like, what if he's living paycheck to paycheck? Nobody thinks about the dad.
That's what I'm saying. The dad's working
like,
it too.
No one ever thinks about the dad, and that's my issue. You know, we can't get assistance. You can't get nothing, but, you know, you're expected to put out. That's why I told one of my caseworkers, like, hey, well, how you maintain? I breathe air like everybody else, you know. They took my shit up, too. They said, hey, charge him more.
So you're a smart Negro.
He's a smart mouth.
You're going up.
No, seriously, but I don't like how it was displayed, you know, that he was any of the issue. You know, what he was really doing for his kid. Like, literally, what if I got $10 and my kid's hungry? Do I starve him because your kids ain't gonna eat, or do I make sure my son eats? Like, having your own flesh and blood alive and eating you is much different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that, you know, I tell people all the time, men aren't maternally connected to kids. That's why you have to applaud a dad who tries. Because men are not connected. Like, we don't birth the baby, we don't carry the baby. We're really getting to know a stranger, and that's just being honest. Like, the baby don't even need the dad for months, you know? Like, you can still be there, of course, but, you know what I'm saying? You have to give the man kudos who wants to be in a kid's life and get to know a kid. So, damn if you do, damn if you don't. The man don't take his kid nothing to eat because he might not have it, then it's an issue. If you do take your kid something, now he got to bring everybody something.
I seen a lot of women actually saying she was wrong. So it's kind of the first time I seen where I seen some solid women like, she was out of pocket. There was a couple like, oh, he's not a man. And of course the internet is all gonna go down. But I've seen a lot of women that were actually being very supportive of him being a father, trying to be a father, and then also saying that she's wrong for how she's going about it. Like, of course you can talk to him, but how you're going about it is wrong. So I just think all in all, it's messed up because as a father and as a man, you're trying your best, and that might be his best, and you don't know that. And that's very unfortunate. And she just made herself look like a fool. And like she can't take care of all the kids she got. She need to close her legs. But that's another story, man.
I would say that's another story, man.
Another thing that's given, though, what's going on in Cali?
Some Seattle need to be doing. Shit,
Washington State with their whole ass.
California's proposed $1,050, $1,050 like a stipend for everybody because of inflation. Everything going up, the money, everything's high right now. So they're thinking, giving back to their people, which is excellent. What is Seattle doing? What is going on? There's more than enough money here. Like, feed the people. Feed the people. That's why the pandemic really showed you what they could do if they wanted to. Here's some money. We came with out of nowhere. Like, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, I definitely got a chance to really just think about what all the other states are doing just with the marijuana reform, also with what's going on with these kind of like relief checks. It's sad because Washington State has a lot of funding, have a lot of money, taxes high as giraffes ass, and we don't have any extras or get any stipends or any relief.
They're going to fix the freeway.
Man, that freeway been getting fixed, man. Tacoma been working on itself for 30 years, and they've been tearing up I-5 every night for the past 2-3 months. They're going to take care of everything else but the people, and we keep this thing going. So it's very unfortunate and it's disheartening because every time I open a magazine or read something, it's about how these other states are giving people chances to own licenses and grow ops. And then they're also saying, oh, well, we're going to give these people a relief check. Everybody in the state of California, you know how many people's there? And you're going to give everybody $1,000? It might not seem like a lot to you, but think about this time that we're in.
But it's also Seattle and Washington State's targeting, too. Because there's a lot of programs out there that we don't know about, that we got to get a lot about. There's a lot of stuff that people, that they're not putting out for a reason, but they're out there. My homegirl Yo was telling me about a program that helped her sister buy a house that anybody could get, and it's through the city. Like, it's a real program, but no one knows that, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's just the city choosing to put out the resources to the right crowd, right people, right targets, because they're out there. There's plenty of things around us right now. There's people who still getting pandemic help probably, but you don't know it. So I think it's more the city's fault.
It's pork barreling. They basically send up people for the position. They know who's going to be there already. If you know somebody close to kin, they definitely going to make sure you get in there because you are somebody that's high up to them. But I don't agree with a lot that's going on in Washington State, but I applaud every other state that's giving help to the people of its community and the economy. Because, let's think about it, man. We're inflated a lot, especially in Washington State. Everything's up, groceries, all that. So, that $1,000 or whatever you do offer is going right back into the economy. So why wouldn't you do it?
It only makes sense.
It doesn't make any sense that you don't.
My dude from Cali said they might start the EDD again. I'm about to move to Cali.
Oh, man, we in Cali, man, about to go get a mansion out there in Calabasas. You know what I'm talking about?
In the valley.
Hello.
What was we talking about?
We was talking about today they finally handed down a sentence for Robert Kelly.
Man, that's a tough one, man.
30 years, man. 30 years for basically human trafficking. Him and Giselle Maxwell both got their sentences handed down today. Two different cases.
20. Yeah.
She got 20 years for helping Epstein traffic young girls, and then R. Kelly got 30 years for trafficking young girls and racketeering.
Yeah.
So they handed those sentences down today. As far as R. Kelly goes, yeah, about that time. He's a sick dude. He's been through things, but he's done a lot of things to people, and he's been held accountable, and it was only a amount of time. It's unfortunate because of his age, he gonna be in it a long time.
But come out 80 years old.
As far as Giselle goes, they should have gave her more time than that. She was a part of a ring, like a real ring.
Oh, yeah, and just the politics that went into it and got tied into it, there should have been more, but I was surprised she got anything. Because you know how this stuff goes. So.
Well, it was too much on her. Like, she was in part of too much. And someone I was talking to was just basically telling me that they were just trying to make sure that she wasn't, like, because they tried to put her up there as a head, but she ended up being somebody that was a part of the program, basically getting paid to do certain things. So it's unfortunate that these people were a part of that lifestyle, and sending love and prayers to the women that were affected. It's definitely something that you need to be reimbursed for, and free medical help, whether it be health-wise, mental health, therapy. Yeah, whatever it is. These women that were affected by R. Kelly and Giselle Maxwell and Epstein and whoever else was involved.
We need the parents to go to jail. That's my thing about it. R. Kelly needs to serve. He needs to serve his time. He needs to pay retribution in time and money to what he, how he affected people, what he did. I want the parents to go down too. There's so many parents who fed their children to him because of who he was, what he could do for them. I feel like when the money got low is when everybody, like, there's no way this goes on for so long, you know. There are the Me Too movements, the big, you know, the capital gains and having a movement where everybody's joining in. So, of course, there's going to get people pushing behind it, you know, later on. But I feel like it just went on too long. Everybody's getting paid or everybody's benefiting in some way. Too many parents, like, hand-fed their kids to him, like, here. You know, even hearing the rumors and knowing. Like, I tell people, like, the generation before us, one generation before us, they failed Aaliyah. Those songs are blatant as hell. Like, if you don't get what's going on, you know, they failed her because they really watched her go through that. You know what I'm saying? This old creep. So I'm not knocking what he's going through, but I feel like the parents who don't protect their children, you know, off of trying to get clout and fame, need some, like, they need to be made accessories.
I know for sure. I definitely seen some parents who admitted to just letting their child go. Ain't no way. I got 2 daughters. There's no way you're about to just take them and tell them we're going to the studio. I'm in that thing too. They're not old enough to, you know what I'm saying? Literally, that's just crazy that on the parents' end, a lot of them were laid back because of who he was and what he could offer, like you said. And that's basically selling your kid away too. So I do understand that point for sure. Because ain't no way as a real parent, I don't give a damn. That's why a lot of parent and child relationships fail, because parents are going to be the manager. They're going to be hands-on. And in that situation, that's what they needed. They all needed that. Not to trust a man who's saying, yeah, I'm this and I'm that, and I can take your kid here and there and do this. And you see what happened. So once again, sending love to all the women and young girls who were affected, not only by R. Kelly situation, but the Epstein and Maxwell situation. Hope you get the retribution you deserve and also the peace, because I can understand if things can haunt you forever. Them people behind bars for a long time, and hopefully they find themselves and can apologize and can, you know, kind of try to, you know, give, if not a positive outlook, because they done a lot of messed up stuff, give some light on they can change and also can be spokesperson and proactive for the things they cause. So I hope that does happen.
Yeah, for sure, man. Before we go, I wanted to tell everybody have a safe 4th of July. We won't be back before then, huh? No. And I don't want to hear any stories about no hands getting blew off. I don't want to hear no stories about you accidentally shooting yourself or shooting somebody else. Just have fun. Like, I really was just thinking about that. Like, I don't want to hear no weird stories, no horror stories, no bad news. Just have fun. If you can't control it, you know, don't drink and drive. Like, I just want people to be smart. I'm so sick of the holidays where there's one, you know, statistic, you know, whether it's a DUI, whether it's this and that, it's just stupid stuff. So before we get out of here, well, I'm saying you guys stop drinking and driving. We're here now. Where am I at? Stop drinking and driving, then stop. Sal, man, he's treacherous. And if you can't handle fireworks, don't set it on fire. We had a party 1 year. And we wet the lawns, we do everything. We tell our exact words, don't blow anything up, don't set it on fire, man. Like 20 minutes later, neighbor's roof's on fire.
Neighbor's bush was on fire. This idiot threw what's it called? Artillery shell
yeah,
over in their yard, and it wasn't even their roof. It was the tree.
Oh, yeah, the tree was on fire.
And the tree was on, I've never seen nothing on fire to the courts where the water hose is hitting it and the water's bouncing off of it. It's literally cooking the water as soon as it hits it. I had hit that tree with, I probably sat there for like probably 15 minutes, just letting the water pour on it. And had on white. I remember our outfit had all white on. It was bad, man.
Oh, especially having the white and red low top 11s.
Yeah, we saved it, but man, it was treacherous, man. So like you said, be safe out there. Don't drive drunk. Get an Uber or ride with somebody or stay the night where you at. Make sure you handle fireworks correctly. What I want to say before we got out here was shout out to Sky Blue. They've been handling their business for a long time. That's me and Ronell's family.
Such is life.
They always have held us down. And this past in the draft, Paulo, who is a Sky Blue athlete, was selected first overall, man, and it's just been a big celebration ever since. So shout out my cousin Reg, shout out Mar, shout out Shiny, man. Everybody was with Sky Blue. You know, me and Bro's family, we are Sky Blue. So it's definitely a blessing to see the things that's happening around it and how it's going up, man. So I want to shout out Reg and Sky Blue for sure, for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, it's like a winning season for Seattle in so many ways. I think you said our local restaurant, Communion, won a big award. Like, so many people, whether it's jobs, graduations, master's degrees.
They had exhibit in there today at Communion. He came in there, some show or something he's doing. He was in communion. So Seattle's winning, man. You got to get with the winning team, man. Get right or get left, man. That's how I'm going to end it. It's a winning season. No, a lot of people winning, and it's only greater wins coming. So get in line, man, or step to the side, because I see not only just me, myself, or who we're around winning, but a lot of other people in different movements are winning right now. And I'd like to congratulate you all and let you know I support you. And also, man, we're going to do it again, man. We're going to do all this again, man. Seattle's winning, man. It ain't stopping. I promise you that. It's been too much going on, too much winning. They got to come to this corner and check on us for real.
I'm about to get an OnlyFans.
All right, man. It's been episode 25.
Oh, really? OnlyFans is VI ad.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap-ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.